International Master William Pascal, we're back with slow 5+3 blitz here on Fridays. I'm taking 5+3 challenges from everybody with established accounts with more than 100 games. If you'd like to play, challenge me to casual. I think I highlighted that in my title. 5+3 casual challenges, troll and a roll. With the 960, man, you just do this to troll me. Can't we just play normal chess? Man, yesterday I had to play in a 3+2 arena. I'd never played that time control. I didn't realize how different it is, how much quicker. Now I gotta play faster. Become lazy and slow, like a sloth. The strange sloth-like effect. Because I actually try to think and troll, are you actually here? Welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to be hosting a 2.5-hour stream where I basically take challenges, 5+3, and casual, and commentate the games while we play. So, kablam. Classical 960. Troll and roll, opening the game with c4. Controversial. Do I want to take and bring his queen out? I'm going to risk this because I want my bishop to have an open diagonal eventually. If I play like d5, or if I play e6 and try to support that pawn, I'm going to end up on a collision course with my own d5 pawn. So probably better to play this like a Queen's Gambit accepted. It almost feels like real chess here. If I could only get in c5. I need a place to put my knight. Knight f6 looks quite solid. Yeah, I try to be reliable, King Archer. Not only in my streams, but in life. I'm a little bit late today. The police came to my door because it's a very strange situation. I was talking to them. There's like some kind of quarantine measure for somebody that they're trying to enforce, but the person doesn't exist and the floor that they live on, my building, doesn't exist. So they're trying to quarantine someone named Schwartz who lives on the 5th floor. I live on the 4th floor and it's the top floor of my building. Yesterday came a guy from the quarantine department and he went home confused. And then today the police came and they asked why is there an order for someone, from my building to be quarantined, but I don't have any answers for them. I think they just somebody confused the building number. It must be another building that has 5 floors. That would be what I would figure. So e4. c5. What if we try c5? c5, and then if he takes it, I just lose a pawn. We might have some compensation. But I don't know what they want me to say. I'm standing there for like 10 minutes. I can't invent like the 5th floor or someone that doesn't exist. They wanted to see my neighbors, but they weren't here. Then it's awkward when you're dealing with people and you're not that confident. Like my Hungarian isn't that good. So I always have to keep apologizing for how bad my Hungarian is. All right, 93. Solid move, just keeping his center. Wow. What am I going to do? A6 and B5? Long live the bishops. My biggest concern was he was going to take with the queen on c5 here. And just, it might be hard to get that pawn back if I get it back at all. So it takes like the police knocking on my door to delay the stream by 5 minutes. I was all set to go. But we did start 5 minutes late. It's good to see they're enforcing the quarantine rules. I think the people who like traveled outside the country and then they come back or something like that, you have to be quarantined for like 14 days or something. Anyway, good to see the rules in effect. A6. Guys, yesterday I played in a 3+2 arena and man, it was horrible. I think I had like 5 losses and 4 wins and I was so slow, terrible. I have to get faster. My play is okay, but I'm just slow. And I'm terrible when I need to move quickly. We got to play more 3+2, I guess. Good morning, Quanta lovers. Sloth lovers. All right. Bishops are rocking now. It's all good. Nice fluid setup here for black. Good to see you, Blobix. I hope you enjoyed watching me suffer yesterday. I actually looked at my 3+2 games. It wasn't that bad except for these sort of needless games I lost. I lost one winning rook endgame because I panicked in time pressure. And then I lost another one that I was winning on time. I really had to practice. I didn't think it would be that bad. There's like no time to think and do anything creative though. I can't imagine what like a bullet tournament is like. I mean, it's ridiculous. You literally have no time to think or create. Why can't I castle? I always forget how to castle here. All right. No time to create or do anything interesting. But I realized I was commentating a little bit. I can't help but do it subconsciously. Now everything's developed in groups. Group A, Group B, and Group C. We haven't had this in a while. Got all the groups together. He's also in groups. Isn't that weird? He didn't complete his grouping. Alright, so he's just like gonna have to take on F6 or something. I mean, the big thing I was really trying to evade was any kind of powerful knight F5. Yeah, they're quarantined by groups. I had this just 960 hallucination. If DE, Queen D8. The second time that happened to me in a row against Troll in a Roll. The problem is that I think that my queen is on its natural square all the time. I'm so used to my queen being on D8 that it's always on D8, even when it's not. Like the case here. Slow blitz. There goes the queen side. My beautiful queen side. Ruined. Ruin my structure. But I'm so tired of this. Every game I play, all of my opponents are faster than me. It's so boring. Every single game. Even troll in a roll is faster than me. Why is everyone so addicted to playing super fast? Just lose on time already. You know what was crazy yesterday? Kind of crazy, unbelievable. So I played in this tournament, and I played like 11 games, and 10 of them were the English opening. Something like that. We're going to report troll for rating manipulation. 1500. He's obviously 1500. Faster than me, outplaying me. How can you have like 11 out of 12 games of the English opening in a blitz tournament? Only in the Hungarian All-Stars arena can that happen. We didn't have time to play a normal game. This is 5+3 and it's fast. Seems fast to me. I guess time just started going faster since I'm old or something. You guys see the sloth started showing up after yesterday? It's unbelievable. Sloth just shows up in my house. At least he's socially distancing from Panda. I think they're trying to tell me something. Look at this game. I mean, that's not normal that you play in a blitz arena and 11 out of 12 games are the freaking English opening, even if half of them are mine with white. English or Reti or King's Indian attack, every single time was a flank opening. 11 out of 12 games. I had one Nimzo, no e4 games. They're all afraid to play e4 against me. They know my prep is better there. So let's see. C5! Exclamation point. So the computer doesn't like queen takes c5. Wow. That's crazy. That was the variation I was going to play. Queen takes, pawn takes, rook takes check, king takes, and b6. Sacking a pawn. cb. I might have knight takes e4. I didn't see that though. I thought I was going to recapture on b6, but I have this move. Sharpness. Good game, troll. I had an okay tournament in the sense of keeping my rate. Not really. I mean, I lost like 50 points, didn't I? But honestly, like, it's the same rating, you know. Same rating poverty in the Hungarian nation online as in real life. Everyone was like the guy I played who was 2100 is like a 2285 FM. The player who was 2260 is like a 2300 FIDE. Like, if you averaged the rating of my opponents over the board, it would have been like 2300 FIDE or something. So it wasn't that bad. But it's just, I'm so slow, it's sick, you know. I gotta do something about it. I didn't realize I had such a problem. Okay, so Rad the Brown and Morales. I'm not taking subscribers first today. Maybe I ought to just start playing 3+2 in my regular streams, but the problem is this, okay? I have no problem with playing 3+2, but I don't have time to commentate. If I'm going to do that, it changes the nature of my stream. So, I mean, the thing I'm trying to do is I'm not playing here for results. I'm trying to teach people how to play chess. Those are like mutually exclusive things. Playing for my own rating online and trying to play the best I can play or the best results I can get, that's completely mutually exclusive from trying to teach people how to play chess and streaming. So my usual goal is the 5+3 because I need the 3 seconds to have time to, you know, discuss the position and talk. But it's made me, you know, forget how to play 5-0, 3+2 style pace. If I wasn't commentating, I probably would play okay. You know, if I just turned off the stream and, for example, if yesterday I had just put on the headphones, started listening to some music and not been streaming, I think, you know, I still wouldn't have done great, but I would have done better than I did. It's a combination of being rusty at playing fast blitz and also, you know, basically being kind of streamer mode where I'm still commentating even when, you know, it's not really time for that. Yeah, I'd like the 5+3. I'm not going to do away with it. You know, I just need to find a way to. Yeah, no, this is ridiculous. Like King Crusher playing Bullet and commentating his games or whatever. Like, look, I mean, what we get from the yesterday. Like, none of the games I played were really. There was no quality, you know. Maybe like some technical positions were interesting, but I couldn't create anything interesting. For me, it's basically like playing 3+0. Okay, the 2 seconds is enough to draw a drawn position if you're getting. The extra 2 second increment for me is enough, you know, to demonstrate a drawn position. There's no advanced dragon, you mean accelerated dragon. And it's, yeah, G6 on move 2. Well, no, I mean, accelerated dragon or hyper-accelerated dragon are the terms that people generally use. Agnes Karadziuski. So we would say the regular dragon is when black plays c5, d6. The accelerated dragon is when you play c5, knight c6, and then later g6. And the hyper-accelerated dragon is when you play c5 and g6 without even knight c6. Warnake has a point. What's the point? 3+2 is horrible. Yeah. That's what FIDE thinks is the equivalent of 5+0. I would take 5+0 over it any day. I don't want to have my 2 seconds distributed for me. Just let me have 5 minutes and I'll use it how I want. You know, I mean, this 2 second increment is baloney. It's just ridiculous. The 3 second, and what happened, one game I lost on time against Misler Levante in a winning position. Probably a winning position in the end game. Because I went to make a move and I realized it was a blunder. So it took me like 1 second. I had no time left. I had just my increments. I had 1 second to make the move. 1 second to put it back where I had it. And then another second to make the correct move. And by that time I lost the time. So I was relying on my 3 second. My normal 3 second increment pace where I can actually luxuriously like take back a move, still have time to like make another move without losing on time. I can normally do that here, but yesterday I just like lost on time in the process of making the correct move. Another game I had like 1 minute left and I started freaking out. And lost the winning rook in game. That was very strange. So Rad the Brown, I had a friend who was a FIDE master who used to play this against me, Paul McIntyre. He tried and he tried to make this work for white. You know, maybe it works. I don't know. Probably we played this actually a long time ago, another game. The theory is kind of vague, though. You know what's interesting? Has anybody really like written a good book on the King's Indian attack in the last, let's say, like 10 to 15 years? Does anybody know? That's the kind of thing like Ken Smith would have written 25 years ago, 30 years ago, the King's Indian attack. Or, but I feel like, you know, since Fischer's era, it's not been as popular. Yeah, this is like, I swear to God, I played the exact same game against somebody. It wasn't you. Rad the Brown, with your previous... Do you have a previous account? Must have been a previous account. I had the exact same game against somebody. But I feel like there needs to be some sort of good book on the King's Indian attack out there. It's essentially a good opening. Probably somebody's attempted to do it, but I haven't heard. I don't realize how much I was talking. You know, I'm expending a lot of energy while I'm talking constantly during my 3+2 games, even though I wasn't saying as much as usual. How can you have 11 out of 12 games are flank openings, and 8 of them are ops color bishop end games? What is wrong with me? Every game was like the symmetrical English. My problem is that that's my tournament repertoire, and if it's like 3+2, I can't. If I play E4 or D4, some better opening. My problem is that I can't play as fast. It's going to take me a little bit more time. I'm going to have to use time in the opening to actually think, and then I'm like dead in the water on time. So I had to play my like kind of lazy, lame, boring tournament repertoire. Knight back to C2. I guess there's nothing special I can do here. Another interesting thing is that the King's Indian attack is basically nearly the closed Sicilian in a sense. Of course, your knight is not going to C3. The nonsense openings. Yeah, like you can play the hippo every game. That kind of thing. Well, I mean, that kind of thing should work. 3+2 is, yeah, you can play nonsense like that, of course. Wow. How does this work? Okay, first off, I'm just going to take this. How can he play D4 without just dropping a pawn? I guess he's hoping for something on the diagonal? I don't see it. I mean, I could just take with a pawn on D4 and keep him bottled up. He's speculatively sacrificing pawns. It's just really irritating. I was facing suffocation due to rain, and I had to keep the window closed. But now instead of suffocation, I get like this construction noise across the street. There's just no winning situation. It's a no-win situation. Yeah, what's another pawn? Rad Brown doesn't seem to care about a couple pawns. It's only one pawn? Yeah, I feel like I'm playing 3 minute, and the 2-second increment is just irrelevant. Especially when I'm like freaking out. Rook A3 is a brilliancy. still his position isn't that bad. It's incredible. You're better here? Bishop takes d4? What? Oh, because you have a good thing I saw that. It's a good thing I saw bishop takes d4. Of course, white is better. White's down a pawn. Why is he better? Bishop takes d4, cd4, rook f3. Okay, then. I love this move, rook a3. He has full compensation for a sacrificed pawn based on king safety, I guess. Wow. Saruman, you're slow. I'm the definition of slow. Alright, Morales. But I wouldn't have the time to create something interesting when I play. That's why I love chess. Like in bullet chess, you're just reacting. What's the fun in that, you know? I can see the adrenaline, but you can't even think about anything deep. I don't see the draw, really. It's like no interesting games, no creating anything strategic. Even a 3-2, I feel like there's no time for anything creative. All right, Morales. Speaking of creative, time for something new. What's your latest modification here? Of course, I can never remember what I analyzed from one day to the next. Knight g4. I need to just create like a separate study on lichess, Morales opening repertoire. And I'm going to just start putting stuff in there and making an actual study on it, you know, and that way I can like double check it and review it every day before I go to work. I had this incredible desire to play knight to g4. And I actually looked at this. I looked at this a while ago, but nothing clear. b5 is an interesting move. I'd like to make that work. The Chinese dragon. I'm not so worried about DK Guy. It's not DK Guy's openings that bother me. He's just sort of stylistically difficult. But Morales is a serious problem. We got him creating stuff on the fly now. He's just never faced knight a5 before. He didn't even think about it. He instantly played bishop e5. So what time control do you play, Morales? You don't have any rated games. You never play any rated games because your ratings never change. So what do you play for your own recreation? You have like a Smurf account or something? Or you just play on the evil chess site? You do not have any rated games here. Maybe you only play against me, but you're just too impracticed for that. Too quick reacting. You must play other games. a6. What's wrong with a6? Castles, there's a vote for castles. Alright. You love over the board. Yeah, but you're too quick and in tune to not be practicing online. but you don't play rated. You're sharper than me in quickness. I just played a 3+2 tournament, like 12 games last night. I should be fairly quick, but I'm still slower than you by a like wide margin. Maybe you're just hyper personality. I don't know. I don't know. It's morning. I'm a little slower, but I should be faster from that tournament yesterday. But I'm not confident in my play in this line. Every time I face you in the stupid variation, it doesn't matter what I pick. Knight c6, that's even worse. This g6 now. I don't have a lot of confidence knowing what I'm doing here. Alright, whatever. I mean, it's just strategic position. The structure dictates that white is a little better with that e4. I was explaining this to one of my students yesterday. When you look at this position, what is happening really? You know, ultimately, get down to the basic fundamentals of the position. White has a strong pawn on e4. That gives him a space advantage. It kind of compresses black. Black seeks counterplay on the c file. White has a little bit of pressure on the d file. And if we castle opposite sides, it becomes a totally crazy position. All along, my intention was to take with a knight. Is there any reason to think otherwise? Yeah, maybe not. Okay, one thing I liked about this was that, like, you know, he's not set up for bishop h6 because the queen moved to d3. There are also attacks on his queen. This is a really key square. I can get counterplay. And the c file seems more relevant than the d file because of the backward pawn at c2. Black has a pretty good game here, I would think. He's going for his favorite theme. Trying to crunch me out with e5. Willing to play b3. Wow. No, there's no problems with that at all. That's completely okay. Because knight c5 takes, pawn takes. Maybe we could set it up. This is a concession, but my knight sucks on a5. I didn't like knight c5, bishop c5, excuse me. Knight c5, bishop c5, rook c5, b4 wins the piece. There's no tricks. And knight c5, bishop takes, d takes. He plays e5, his favorite move. When it sort of shuts down my bishop on g7. I mean, that may not be that bad, though. Probably I'm better there. If I just play the straight up knight c5, takes, bishop takes, d takes, e5. At least we've got him in a situation where he doesn't have his like standard kingside attack, which he loves so much. Doesn't have his attack, his usual attack. Queen a5 is always bad. I could just exchange queens there. Even a pawn sack, like queen d3, rook d3, c4 would be like liable to be okay. Really wants c4 to work somehow. Okay, I win a pawn, I guess, with queen a3. It's not his kind of position. He doesn't have his... You like that black queen? I don't know if I could put it anywhere. I don't know where I would put it. I guess it's okay. A surprise. Unbelievable. Jesus. Queen h3. What a scammer. Knight d4. I can't believe he found queen h3. I'm thinking he's got queen c4. That's my biggest problem. But queen h3 with this ghost thing down here, my rook, I almost dropped a pawn with rook takes rook. And f5 and all of his standards, same old ideas that he plays every game. How can you force your will in every game so well? It's unbelievable. Now he just like drops in exchange, but I'm still hesitant to call it drops. So I'm still a little bit scared. He found that. Master found that. Will not tolerate. Starting mate in 1. Morales, do you do a lot of tactics problems? Quick with the tactics. Oh, he's winning with queen f3. I can let him take an f7. Have a second queen. Seems unnecessarily risky. c1 takes king h8, knight e7. He's going to resign. Well, if I don't play it, then you blockade. I just had to be careful there's no tricks. Knight e7. Queen e7. Interesting. Let's review quickly what happened here. Queen d4, knight f6. This is his special variation. Bishop e3, knight c6, queen d2, bishop g7. And now normally f3, once he played like knight f3 or something, d6. We're following Demchenko Dubov. Is d6 even the best move? I don't know. We're already out of theory. There's no games in this position. Made him give up his white square or his dark square anyway. Yeah, queen e3 was a great move. I expected you to play here. Now I probably was going to take this pawn. I was actually looking at like knight a4 or something really weird. Not realizing I have some kind of tactic there. But queen h3 was a great move, keeping you in the game. I mean, I just felt like if I take this pawn, it gives you time to do something constructive. All right. Hey, it's Miro. 10-year-old. Yeah, Queen H3 was much better than Queen C4. But you had screwed it up. All right. I think it was practical to play knight d4 anyway. I wasn't sure. Once you have to give up your square bishop on c5, you're not that happy. Okay, let's try something different. Caro-Kann Gurgenidze. I've only played this on a few occasions with mixed results, though I find it difficult to play against at times. Like yesterday, I played in a 3+2 tournament. Here I've been playing like different openings. I like to experiment, play different stuff. In this time control, I can do that better. But like competing in a 3+2 arena, I wish I would play. I would like to play e4, but frankly, it would just cost me too much time having to think in the opening. It's you need to play like instantaneously. You know, your prepared openings in 3 minute. Okay, bishop c4. I don't think that's a good move. I can equalize instantly with d5. You can challenge me more than once, but I'm not going to take those repeat challenges ahead of new people. If there's no other challenges, of course. So I think, hey, it's Miro, like, bishop c4 for this reason, not great. You're basically playing, you're playing a Caro-Kann exchange variation down a tempo as a result of this. Unless you play bishop e3 and try to argue that it's some sort of Nimzovitchian strategy. The deep accelerated Panov with the power of the bishop behind it. But it's not a very exciting structure, so the extra tempo doesn't mean much. What if I want to try something myself? I don't know if this is a good move. A lot of self-doubt with me after yesterday's Hungarian All-Star Arena. Gita B, welcome. So my stream started a little late today. The police were at my apartment looking for the 5th floor, and someone who's supposed to be on quarantine. Sorry about the 5-minute late today. I was thinking about knight h6, knight f5, but you know, if he's gonna play g4, I guess I'm not gonna do that. Bishop g5 next, and then what do I do? Maybe knight e4, knight e4 on the g5 bishop. How do I reinforce my e6 pawn? He's got the pressure on door. They are at the door this morning, but it's okay. My Hungarian is good. I'll be right back. Alright, what's up? D takes e4. Why did you take that? Why did you take that? Okay, you can't take on d5, but you can choose an alternate move here. You don't have to unleash the beast here. White should do something sensible, maybe. How about alternatives? Bishop h4, bishop e3, bishop f4. I'm not sure how we continue. I mean, do I take on c3? I'm going to play queen a5 again? 2 games in a row? The police were at my apartment looking for the 3-second increment. They were at my apartment looking for the quarantine victim or whatever. It's ridiculous. I think he played this move an hour ago and I didn't realize. Okay, knight d2. Well, this is just good for me. Good for me. The question is how good. Wait, why can't I just play queen takes? Yeah. Dubious. Queen takes d4. We're just a clean pawn up. We could also take up the bishop. Nah. This looks good. Normally it's not my first reaction to centralize my king to a devastating position. He to be making jokes. It's not funny. Joking about my experience today with the quarantine police at my door. Alright. Queen d3. I was talking about how they were at the door trying to find a non-existent person, delaying the start of my stream. Queen e5. At least Queen e5, it's an awkward square, but it gains a tempo on the b. So yeah, I mean, hey, it's Miro messed up here. After knight e4, you just can't take it, you know. You can't take on d5, you can't take on e4. You have to just find another solution. The setup with bishop e3 is kind of strange, but okay, what am I going to do after, let's say, bishop h4? Don't know. We'll take a brief look after the game. Okay, he's on my pawn. He may actually win it back by force. Why did you resign? You're dropping a bishop. Okay, that's a good reason. Yeah. I wouldn't have known if you hadn't resigned that you were dropping a bishop. Actually, in the 3+2 tournament, I missed some good tactics, but I didn't have quite enough time to feel like I had time to look for interesting tactics. I had one game against Rejak Peter where all of the pieces were on the board. We had this insane, perverse, convoluted position, which was an English opening, and everything was on the board. It was all like a tangle, and I knew that there were combinations in the position, but I just didn't have time to actually look for them. After the game, I looked at it and I was like +4 with a winning like 3 or 4 move combination that I would have found if I had a little bit of time. But yeah, 3-2 is hard. All right, hey Miro, what's up here? I mean, what are we doing? So, kind of funny opening. You know, why play this? Bishop c4. This is a bad move. You're just giving me equality right out the gate with this move. But besides that, okay, let's just accept that. Okay, takes. And now bishop e3, the only attempt to make the move sort of independently significant. Here, h3, okay, not bad, but unnecessary. Okay, it's not a bad move, stopping bishop g4, knight f6, and then the choice of putting the knight on c3 here, and this exchange variation. That's the thing. I don't know about that. Still, it's okay. And then bishop g5, focusing on d5, and then bang. So he's like knight e4, and he's just worse. Ouch. It seems natural to have your bishop on b3, knight on c3, attacking d5, and then you implement bishop g5. everything focusing on d5, but then knight e4, and you're just immediately rejected. So bishop e3 is the best move. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that this is that easy. I could play e6 or take on c3. I think the computer analysis is a little exaggerated, like +1. Has pawn already run away by knight? Do you see what's happening here? You don't see that? You don't see this guy? He just moved in on me? He's gonna steal the show. William. You lost by time again. William. I am a slow. Alright. I don't know where you came from, but it's not funny. It's not funny, and keep your social distancing over there. He just showed up after yesterday's tournament with a sloth joke. William. You lose by time again. I wish I had time to play outside of the stream. That's my biggest problem. I mean, it's not even just 3+2. I haven't played anything. All work and no play makes Sladgie a dull boy. And can you imagine anything more boring than 11 games in the English opening in a row? And I'm playing the symmetrical with black. God help my repertoire. We gotta play b6 against 10-year-old. I'm not gonna give him any symmetrical Englishes. This is how the convoluted game happened. Blobix was there, right? Oh no, maybe Jim stopped by and I played b6. Yeah, this is bad. So g3 is a good move. I had a game in a similar structure where I played bishop takes f3 yesterday. Draw. Draw. That's all you can get out of it is draw. Better off playing a normal hedgehog. Anything's better than that. I mean, I don't know, 10-year-old, do you play the Queen's Indian with white? b6 I like because it's flexible. Yeah. But I made the mistake of playing bishop takes f3 in a similar structure in one game. Trading pieces, they love that. My first game of the tournament was against Don Kaziandrash, and I realize now, in retrospect, that he's very fast and very good technically, but I played the worst kind of game against him. If I had known who I was playing, I should have played like a complicated position for tactics, but I thought I was playing like a super high-rated player or something. He was only 2480. If you know who you're playing, though, that's an advantage, too. Most of my opponents, I wasn't sure. I can adapt my style. Of course, in like 3+2, there's not a lot of adapting you can really do. I think 5-0 is way better. Alright, so 10-year-old... I had a game with Neil McDonald where he played like e3 against me. Similar position. Maybe the same position. White's sort of playing the Reti against the hedgehog. Against McDonald, I think I played something interesting like e3, b5. I tried to sack a pawn. Blobix says, what? You saw bishop takes f3 and I was not happy. Yeah. It's a draw. I know, I ground down this guy in America once in that ops color bishop endgame. candidate master level guy. I mean, it's solid, but yeah, it's not very interesting. I was a little bit better, but it wasn't quite enough. Yeah, I know not to do that if I'm objectively playing for a win. But you kind of keep them honest, you know? I mean, they shouldn't be playing that stuff if they're trying to play real chess. Black can equalize instantaneously. Not in the normal lines, though. That was a special position. Alright, so now our opponent is playing a mainline hedgehog of some sort. It's not really a critical variation of any kind, though. I don't think so. Maybe it's transposition. We'll have to consult Mihai Suba. The Westerners trust in Suba. The Russians believe in Sergei Shipov. Various camps on the hedgehog. I'm in the Suba camp. So, but I heard good things about Shipov's book on the hedgehog. I haven't been playing the hedgehog much, but we may return to doing so. First of all, that's one of the things that happened in my repertoire when I started playing the symmetrical English. I kind of replaced a lot of B6 based stuff with C5. They can't force you to have a title, right, Blobix? You have to pay for that. Is your chess federation gonna pay for your candidate master title behind your back? Did you cross the 2200 barrier? I feel like in 5-0 though, real chess exists. Why does that feel that way? Why does it feel like, even though in 3+2, you know, technically, oh, so that counts. The retro ratings count. That would, anyway, they need the money, so they might as well give the title to old dudes like you. Just kidding. Guys, don't forget to support the stream. Okay, e4. Not everyone likes to do that. Hedgehog really hard to play with white, to be honest. A lot of players would prefer like knight g5. Udazin did something like that against me. We had a quick draw. I think his queen was on a different square somehow, though. They like to play knight g5 and then trade the white square bishops and play. What happened? I have bishop takes f3 here. Is that a good thing? Because I'm confused. Wow. Okay, I'm super confused now. Bishop takes f3. Pawn takes f6. Bishop takes f6. Queen takes d6. Queen takes d6. I'm still confused. $2,200 in the early 80s meant more than today, obviously. Well, I don't remember the early 80s chess-wise, since I didn't play in my first... I didn't play in my first unrated tournament until 1984. Does that count as the early 80s? My first rated tournament was in 85, I think. So I didn't expect this move. Whoops. I feel like I lost a piece or something. Okay. Why do you have to play the most confusing move? I don't know, the 10-year-olds seem to get stronger lately. Very strong performance in my tournament the other day. I'm having an incredibly difficult time deciding between different variations here. I guess white is only slightly better. That's not good. So this whole thing works with e5. I have to play like the ultra boring d takes e5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5. It's just a total draw. Alls I know is he seemed to improve since he came back to my stream. Far more advanced. I can't take credit for that. He was okay before, but he's better now. He was gone for a long time, but the last 3 games, upon he's like Jesus. Risen again. Since his rebirth, 10-year-old is seemingly extremely strong. I'm close to losing material here. I guess GF rook d6, GF bishop a3 actually. I have knight c5 there, which doesn't quite lose immediately. We're pretty close to losing here. Grandmaster endgame technique should take me down easily. But the last 3 games are just ridiculously strong by this guy. He's now like a strong master. Before I was like 27 and 3 against him. Just playing for swindles, of course. Let's check the stockfish. See if I'm just imagining this. I don't want to see like 0, 0, 0 here by white. e5 is technically a mistake. Basically forces a draw. And I made a mistake by exchanging on f3. That's pretty impressive. I underestimated e takes d6. I thought he was going to take on f6. Even this is okay for white. Apparently he made a blunder at one point. Which blunder was that? Oh, his blunder is like not playing knight d5, the crushing computer move. I guess that would be overkill. Wow. So, it's like a title player. Alright, I'm going to take these other challengers. If you were that strong, I mean, you would be really high rated. That is brutal. He's a new player. Check his last 3 games against me. Okay, Vetrive Latuum 1098. It's nice to see someone challenge me. Please don't play like a master. Be 1,000. It's nice to have a challenge from someone lower rated. Like, people are generally afraid when they're under 1600 to challenge me. So I appreciate it. I don't mind. Even if people troll you, they're like, oh, why are you playing 1100s? But please make a move. That's all I can ask. You can't play a legal pawn against 10-year-old. Are you trying to make some kind of... Are you trying to make some kind of play on words there, Blavix? Where's our moderator? I don't think Mr. Coffee's here, so don't get us in trouble. Vetrive, I guess he's not here. Alright. Well, anyway, it was nice being challenged by you. Blabix, 2200. Oh, that's why you're saying 2200. So you just didn't want to pay the 50 bucks, 50 euro bucks. The 50 euro bucks to be a candidate master. CM Blabix. CM Blabix. Come on, we should take a collection up and like send it in anonymously to the French Chess Federation on behalf of Blabix. That'd be funny. We would like to apply on behalf of Monsieur Blabix for the CM title. Sincerely, the Gorillas. You just woke up. I had a bad night's sleep. Playing that 3-2 tournament wound me up last night, so it was hard to fall asleep. I'm not used to actually expending adrenaline at 10 o'clock at night. Would that be the proper word? Producing adrenaline, maybe. It messes up my sleep schedule. What am I doing? We got crushed in the hedgehog. The hedgehog is rusty, but I thought I could play bishop takes f3. Never seen that happen to me before. Strange. I just didn't calculate. That was bad. Alright, so my first game with Alexander Ivanov went like this. Back in 1990. I was lower rated than you, Blabix. I was like 2175 or something. He played f4, which is a very sharp line. That's a good variation for white. Not a lot of people know. specific Scheveningen line. Emery Tate played it against me too. Washington Square Park. We had some games once. I don't know what Tate was doing in Washington Square Park. What was I doing in Washington Square Park? It was some tournament in New York City. F3, A6. Now we transpose. We have no choice but to transpose to the wonderful world of the English attack. We had another game with move 11. So I looked at this with him. He misplayed it. This is kind of a lesser variation of the English attack for black. Kasparov played like this back in the mid-90s, but it's probably not one of the better ways for black to play. It's a Najdorf / Scheveningen. But if you play the Najdorf move order, there are better ways to do it probably than this. I think of it as an improved Curious attack. Now that move did not cross my radar. So b4 here. 92. Now this is specifically something I didn't look at. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of independent significance. He is reinforcing e4 a lot. Just generally pointing his bishops at my king's side, preparing for Lasker Bauer. 18 whatever. b4. Did not look at this. Queen a5 is an idea, let's say. Knight e5 is another key idea. Bishop d3 ends up wasting time. I've always been partial to knight c5 type of ideas. It's also reasonable here, but if knight c5, a3 is played. Queen a5, also a3 is possible. Set myself up for knight to d5. Damn. So I probably have to play b4 here. Don't really have anything special here. I guess this is fairly normal, but I'm getting my queen trapped in some lines. Probably not. I don't have any direct attack. White's pieces are dangerous. I looked at a very similar variation last week, but there was the bishop on f1, not on d3, in the line that I looked at. Agnes Kariuski, thanks. 200 bits. No mention of sloths. Don't pay any attention to that sloth. No one invited him. So where's my attack or whatever? That's my problem. I don't know what this does, like with my queen on a5. I feel like it gets in the way of the pawn storm. So what's the freaking point? Bishop d3. That's the problem. That's really incredibly annoying. I might have to take it. But what do I do in the meantime? Where is my counterplay here? What is my freaking plan? Knight c4. Batten down the hatches. They have no threats, man. This bishop move just locks this position down very solidly. The sloth is small. All my streams are generally 2.5 hours. There are some exceptions. Wednesdays I have to leave a little early. Alright, do not panic. I was gonna take, but I don't know, it weakens my structure a lot. Take on g6, I'm talking about. All right. Any plan? Plan? The man with the plan. See, this is why I don't like Queen A5. And I looked at all these variations the other day, and they were all like, oh, Queen A5. Queen A5 just gets in the way of my pawn. I don't have any pawn storm. Nothing but a problem. So it must be that against Bishop D3, Queen A5 is no good. What? Wow. Okay. What? Wow. Okay. What did you sacrifice? Just a bishop? A mere bishop? I understand. Guess I'm getting mated. Not so simple. You did it that way. Oh, I am getting mated. Am I not? The mate master. They call him the mate master. Not so simple. Looks pretty simple, actually. Yeah. Blavic's scoring well. It's 2 wins in a row. Now King E6 is clearly mate. Rook H6 is clearly mate. I have to go to here, but I'm losing, clearly. It's over. Yeah, he could just simply do this a couple different ways. That's not one of the ways. He's playing like me. What? Yeah, he's playing like me. Wow. It's like the only conceivable way not to win by force. Though it's probably still good to be careful yet. It's still better for white. He had two easy wins. I was either just taking the bishop on b7 or playing queen g7. I thought was unpreventable mate. But he went for winning my queen just because he felt sorry for me. After my tournament yesterday, I think he felt sorry for me. Can I play for mate? I won't even do us the disservice of looking at this with the engine. Oh boy. All I want to know is what I did wrong in the opening. What the heck is bishop d3? I've seen like h4, king b1, a3. g5, obviously. So those are the moves. g5, king b1, h4, and a3. But Blobix plays bishop d3, which changes everything, essentially. So everybody agrees that knight d7 is the best move. Csaba Balog, when he was a little kid, and Master Basilis are the only players to play this. But it is a move in the carries attack normally. How quickly I got a bad position. Bishop b7, which is what Andrei Sokolov played in the only high-level game where this was ever played. Interesting. And it's already like a mistake for black, it looks like. I should play knight d7 right away. Bishop e7, it's like developing, but it also, this is like so overprotected. It's ridiculous. Like the pawn on e4 is so overprotected. My bishop on b7 has no meaning. I'm not a, oh no lichess? Oh shit, I didn't put lichess.org. Thanks for letting me know. It's a little late now, but we didn't notice. Thanks, man. No problem at all. Yeah, I didn't put .org in the title page. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, this is weird. No, so I immediately go wrong. Bishop b7. Maybe not such a bad move. Okay, g5, knight d7. But here, what do we do? Is this where I played the ridiculous queen a5? White has not won a game here. That's ridiculous. 5 games and 4 draws and a win for black. Can't be that bad for white. Yeah, this move is kind of overrated, I think. So what did I play? He played a queen a5, yeah. So this is just bad. I'm setting myself up for knight d5 first of all. King b1, b4, knight e2, knight e5, rook f1. Now what do I do? The engine thinks I'm okay here, and it's just that bishop f8 is too slow. I'm not so sure, but I should take immediately. let's say he takes with the c pawn, then I play e5, and he does what he did. Maybe I have time for d5 now. He still gets his g6 in some form. It's a better version of the game, though. You know, better than what I did. Blobix, thanks for not humiliating me. I just wanna appreciate you for that. Also for no problem at all for noticing that we're not on the streamers on lichess because I forgot to put in org. All right, so I've got time for another hour of blitz here. Hanish Burger. Blobix, man, you're a good soul. Not humiliating the master. I'm doing that myself. I don't need any help from the peanut gallery. Self-humiliation. Last night's Blitz Arena. 3+2, man. I'm just like awful with time. But at least in 5+3 I can actually explain some things. If I can't play well, the least I could do is try to teach you guys to play better and learn from my mistakes. With 3+2 I can't even properly teach anything. Alright, let's try something different. B3. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I play it with black. I'm just like playing black here with an extra move, essentially. I'm pretending I'm black against the English. Stopping e5. Yeah, because we didn't put in the lichess.org, we're a little low on viewers. Appreciate that. Okay, so white is now playing a full-on d4. Queen's Indian. Reversed. Good to see you, Asterbait. I didn't really get to say hi. It was strange, like, starting the stream without you. Did anybody enjoy watching me, like, suffer in 3+2 yesterday? Because I never really do streams like that where I'm just playing, and I don't think it's that appealing. You know, I don't really like watching other people just play without commentary. Though I did try to do some commentary. I wouldn't necessarily stream it, but they asked me to stream. So I wanted to help those guys to promote their tournament just a little bit. I would prefer, if I'm playing seriously, probably not to stream and concentrate on just playing. Basically a Nimzo reversed here. Nimzo Indian, Queen's Indian hybrid, colors reversed. Which I play a lot of b6 with black. It was fun watching you help those guys. Help them over the board. Alright, so what's this? G5, reversed. Classic line that I play a lot from the other side with an extra tempo. There was this one guy who berserked against me. Did anybody see that? He played like the whole game in like 30 seconds. It was a draw. But I'll have to look up the list of players. Apparently it was some German guy I'd never heard of. No one else tried to berserk against me with him, but he didn't try to berserk against me the second time after that. He had to try to make a force field draw. I'm gonna drop a piece here. Does that drop a piece? Like d3, queen a5 check, knight c3. Doesn't drop a piece. d4, knight c6. It's a funny variation where this sometimes looks like you're dropping a piece, but you're not. But actually, I'm not sure who that's good for. Who create complications. I normally avoid it. You know, probably like, I don't like f4 here right away. Rarely play this with the white pieces. It's strange. Strange playing from the other side of the board. But we're fine. I think Twitch is kind of laggy for me, always. But that guy was insanely fast. The German guy I played, he was like 2,500 in blitz. I mean, I don't know how... He was not bad. He blundered a tactic against me, though. The second game. No, the first game. He hung a pawn, so he wasn't cheating or anything. But he was so fast that I was starting to freak out. And I missed this like really simple rook on the 7th, winning a pawn. Just an awesome bullet player. But he had no games. And I think a lot of these guys are like playing on chess.com and just coming over from another site. Maybe not chess.com, maybe chess24. You know, a lot of German players play over there. But playing on other sites, and then they play here, and you look at their account, and they have no bullet games, and you're thinking, okay, this isn't like a really fast bullet guy. And then all of a sudden, he was like the fastest player I played, berserking against me, and managing to make a fortress draw. He could move almost instantly with pre-moves. I would never win on time. Even if it was like a 200 move game, I would never win on time. He's still not threatening anything here. I like to keep the tension while I can. H4. Is H4 a good move? We could wait on that. The stonewall attack. Maybe E2 is a more typical square. Jim, the confidence donor, what's that? You brought a cooler to transport the confidence, Oregon? I just need more practice remembering how to play blitz again. Now we've got H4. Not so clear, actually. This is just bizarre. Where do we castle? That's the question. Where do I put my king exactly? H4, I guess. We'll decide that later. Yeah, this is kind of a funny position. Instantly. It's hard to believe Hanischberger is 1600. Guess he doesn't have much choice there, but still. Maybe I should castle queenside now. It's the time to do it. Turn it into a race. Race burger. I wonder if I should take on H5 first. We try to open the G file. Black's play is actually kind of subtle. $1,600. Oh, he's just winning a pawn. Wow, he's 1600. So not worse, just worse. Yeah, I should have just taken on f6. I was a little concerned about getting mated on a1, but I'm not really getting mated. So me on Twitch, we're not all seeing, you know. Like, I actually do stupid things. It's easy in the calm of your living room to play perfectly. But I make stupid blunders. Of course, I should have just taken on f6. I think that was my intention. Then I sort of just blundered, like my opponent here. He plays a great game strategically. Like me, he's just weaker tactically. We both made like ridiculous blunders. Of course, it's absurd. I mean, I shouldn't let him win the pawn on g4. His blunder is bigger than mine. He's just hanging a piece. But I like the way he plays strategically. It's a little late now. He's lost a piece. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to read into it too much. Just simply, like, didn't see it, you know, or wasn't thinking. I was kind of hoping this game would win itself after I had a good strategic advantage out of the opening, but positions tend not to win themselves. They seem to be, that seems to be the exception rather than the rule. Tactics trainer. It is kind of hard to avert mate here, isn't it? I was looking for something fancy. Yeah, I mean, of course I was bishop takes f6. I didn't want to play that move in general because my bishop is very strong. It's a deeper sort of feeling like you don't want to part with your bishop. But I mean, my intention was once he played h5, then to take, and then to take on h5. But then I forgot. My entire idea was to do that, so he distracted me with queen a5. Yeah, of course, this is just winning. Well, maybe not winning, but winning. Yeah, it's over. I started believing ghosts over here. You know what? I never realized though that I have knight b1. I'm not used to queenside castling that much, with white especially. So I'm not like Yababa, and I'm thinking about stuff like knight b1 on a regular basis. Blobix would probably be the master of knight b1, playing a lot of b3 type Sicilians. Yeah, so I just gave him a pawn here. White is a big advantage. I was surprised by queen a5. It's a blunder, actually. I was expecting this, which is a pain. You know, this at least would give him like queen f6 and some threats of down there. But no, it wasn't great opening for black because you're trying to play something that white plays, but you're down a move, and the extra move makes a huge difference. And that's why white has such an advantage here. An already kind of shaky setup with the doubled pawns, but you're like a full tempo down, trying to play like you're white with black. Generally, when you're black, you can't reproduce the exact same systems that you would play like with white. That extra tempo makes a fairly significant difference. Yeah. All right. I've got challenges from Uvob. We played before. I got a rated challenge or something, but I'm not going to play rated. Schieber Spieler, who I don't know him. It's some strong blitz player from Hungary. He probably saw my stream yesterday and thought he wanted to play, but I'll play casual, man. Like, no rated, but casual. If you want to challenge me, that's fine. If you just challenge me to 5+3 unrated. Actually, I should play him because I'm 24-24 now. I can't lose any more rating points at this point. It would be pretty hard to go down lower. So it's not a good bargain for him either. He'd probably rather not. I mean, I'm at least 100 points underrated. But I don't like to do the rated when I'm playing the stream. It's just a couple reasons for that. People try to cheat against me. Number one, it encourages people to use engines and stuff because I'm streaming. And secondly, you know, I'm just using my time generally to commentate, so I'm kind of handicapped. But if you want to challenge me, like you guys want to challenge me to rated off stream, that's fine. Like if you see me online and you're around, if anybody like Schieber Spieler or anybody wants to play, if I have time, I'll accept rated challenges. Just not when I'm doing the stream here, trying to like basically be instructive. My rating would be 24-24 permanently if I play rated games while I'm streaming. So A4 is unusual. Larry Christensen used to play this. I could play D5, I guess. I'm not in love with it. Basically, you're playing the Sozin with A4. I see it more commonly against A6. I like to play A3. Low risk rated game. No, I'm glad the Schieber Spieler is playing. He's one of the highest rated, you know, Hungarian players I see on here. I'll play him. I don't know who he is. I think he's on the list though. He was in the tournament yesterday. I'd like to get more of those guys involved, you know. Sometimes play on my stream or something. Not 3+2 though. I suck at 3+2. Alright. So bishop e3, voluntarily retreating the bishop. I guess it's not a bad move because I have tactics with knight e4, d5 sometimes. I mean, basically it's like a standard position where he's played a4. Probably not that bad. We transpose to a Najdorf Sozin. I was just wondering, if you adopt someone and you beat them down for like 100 rating points, are they gonna flag them for like rating, for rating manipulation? I mean, seriously, because if you play a long match with somebody and you just start to own them, like I used to joke about Larry Christensen doing that to people, like taking all their rating points. If you really, really own somebody stylistically, you could take 100 or 200 rating points away from them. Is lichess going to flag them for being a rating manipulator? It's going to look like, oh, the automated system will say that they just dumped their 100 rating points. But that can easily happen. I mean, once you start beating someone down and just own them stylistically, they just start losing confidence and it just becomes psychological. So I think the whole automated idea of flagging people for rating manipulation or whatever is kind of unrealistic. You got to take that into consideration. I mean, the psychological effect. This is a very interesting play by White. Incorporating this a4, a5 clamp by trying to get his pieces into b6. Kind of unusual. Normally White's focusing on the kingside play with like f4. He shifted here to the queen side. If I let him play b6, it's kind of interfering with my stuff. So what do I do? Knight c5, dubious structurally, unfortunately. and I'm not quite sure how you handle this. $22.88 elo. Well, that's like a lot of the average level of the players I played yesterday. I think the average of my opponents yesterday was probably like 2,300 FIDE, even though their lichess ratings were only around 2,300. Their FIDE ratings were probably around 2,300. It wasn't that weak of a field that I played against, but none of them had very high, you know, like lichess elos. But who cares, you know? I think that's typical for someone around 2,300 FIDE to have a 2,500 blitz rating. The thing I noticed about Schieberspieler, I think, was that he has a high rapid rating. He was in the top rapid, which is unusual. You know, not that many people take the time to play rapid, which is cool. I was in the top rapid players too. I was like in the top 10 as recently as about a year ago. But then a number of things happened. I had a number of like cheaters and disconnections and stuff, and my rating just fell 150 points. I don't always like, you don't always get your points back when you like lose to a cheater. You have to like request it, and sometimes I just didn't feel like going to the trouble. Then there were some disconnections, which cost me, and you lose like 50 points. I got disconnected against an 1100 or something. That's always good. But Uvob seems pretty good. He's combining the queenside thing with this f4 classic kind of attack. I gotta admit, it's reasonable. He's only 2012. 2174 in classical though. So he's not a blitz player, not a bullet player, but a slower player. But my rapid rating is a shame. I was up there. But it takes forever to build it back in rapid. The games are longer, you know. If you lose your rapid points, you got to play like a million games to get it back. White's played excellently here. White's better now. I can equalize, maybe. And the very big emphasis on the maybe. Positionally crushing me. I wanted to play like c5, but he has some tricks there. Wonder if I could have played it. c5, queen a8, bishop b7, queen a7, queen c6, threatening mate. Like trap his queen somehow? Probably doesn't work. So I'm in big trouble here. And I hate my position. But White is playing like really quality positional chess. You don't see this from people who are 2000 here on lichess. I don't remember the first game with him. That was really tough too. I'm just getting beat down. Trapping my queen in the middle of the board. Seriously? He's like a mega high level positional player. Look at this. It's like playing Michael Adams or something. Are you serious? It's Michael Adams rated 2012. It's a good thing it's not a rated game. This is why I don't play rated games on my stream. Basically 2,000 players who play like Michael Adams. Honestly, that's a strange comment about people who play white are confident. For me, at least, I don't feel like it matters that much. You know, at the like super GM level, maybe. Maybe I should play e5 here. Actually, what am I going to do? Bishop f4. Okay, I have a time advantage, but the position is actually kind of tricky because of the back rank. I guess I need to make Luft. He did the exchange sack. I thought he was going to do that earlier. Yeah, no wonder he's 2100 in classical. That's like the minimum. It'd be a miracle if I draw. Just sleazy, cheap tricks just to save a lost position. Wow, he's really strong. All right, so we got 2 more games left: Slow Cooker and Schieberspieler. I'm gonna have to cancel the rest of the challenges, guys. I gotta go in like 30 minutes. He's a good player, just not that fast, and he couldn't quite do it in time, but he outplayed me brutally, like on the queen side. Very strong exchange sack. I don't think he timed it right. He probably had a better way to do the exchange sack even earlier, but it was probably good enough to be winning for him. Slow Cooker is a fellow supporter of lichess. Had a lot of lost positions today in black. In the Sicilian, I don't know what's up with me. I lost a hedgehog. I lost the Blavix. I didn't really lose, but I did. Now another loss in, what was that? 3 lost positions with black pieces today. But I don't think like I'm more confident with white versus black. And at my level, I mean, we're getting in the 2400s. I would think at the lower levels it's absolutely meaningless what color you are, you know. Below 2200 it has zero significance, whether you're white or black. More so as you get to the 2800 level, what color you are. But as far as people being like more confident when they're white and stuff, I mean, I don't really even care. My teammates, I have a funny situation with my team. Not to name names, but I have a couple of teammates who insist on playing every game when they're white. So this one team that I play for, I basically don't care, and I've lost a lot of rating points because I play black. I play the rounds like on whatever board it is, and I'm black almost every time. Almost every game I play, I'm black. Well, I have these two guys on my team who play white almost every round. They work it out so they're always white so they can gain ELO points. It's sort of perverse, but I just don't give a shit that much. I really don't mind being black. Certain players, it doesn't mean much at all. I don't think my score with black is that much worse than with white. My openings with black might be better than with white because I'm more concerned about that, how to play with black. Here, I'm not real happy with this position. My queen side is super bottled up and there's no easy way out of it. I don't think this is right. The way I've played this more or less looks like it gives white a good version of the C3 Sicilian. Yeah, I mean, there's no easy solution here. White's just better. I think I misplayed another opening. Very hard to get my bishop in the game effectively. Queen b6 threatens nothing. This doesn't really help my cause that much at all. It was a weird order of moves. How can he get away with playing h3 in the c3 Sicilian and have an advantage? That's hard to believe. I guess b6 isn't that bad. Even a6 now. a6 is weakening. My knight is the problem. Queen a5 check. Could have thought about that last move. It's always a bad move. Oh, I have queen c7 maybe. Just realized. There has to be a punishment. You can't play h3 and a3, you know, and expect to get an advantage with no... a3 kind of normal move here, but h3... When did he play that? Before I played e6. It's unnecessary. You know, I'm not sure that bishop g4 is a realistic possibility. Now he has a problem. Right. But I can take. So takes, check, I go back. There's also knight d4. Actually, which move is better? Take the pawn or knight d4? Knight d4 more forcing. Knight d4, knight d4. Knight d4, knight d4, queen c1 check. I mean, I'm just better. Why do I need to win this pawn? This was a little bit more forcing. I don't know. Maybe I should take the pawn. This endgame should be better for black. This king's stuck in the center of the board and I have the bishop pair. Actually, I can just take on b2 maybe. c7's even protected. This is like a last minute alteration of plans. He resigned. I guess I am winning, though I wasn't 100% sure. That's funny. So here, it took me forever to find this move, and it's the best move. See, like, if this was a 3+2 tournament, I would have just, like, taken on e5. I might not have even found queen c7. That's the problem with the fast games, you know? The quality of my play goes way down. It took me, like, a full 30 seconds to find this move. And then I thought about it deeply, and I decided to play knight d4 instead of knight takes e5, with the reflexive move as knight takes e5. Oh, I went a pawn. You know, this move is 10 times stronger. It, like, wins by force. That's what I can't play. I can't find it in 3+2. You know, a proper move. Okay, Rather Brown, I can't play 2 games. I gotta go. Actually, don't leave. I might be able to play you. I'm sorry, I closed. I didn't realize it's only 110. Rather Brown, if you're still here, maybe I can play you one more game. So this guy is a good player. I don't know. I never played him. Knight f3 is a big problem. We'll play what I normally play. I had 11 out of 12 games yesterday with the English opening. It's unbelievable. This is at least different from what I had yesterday. I wouldn't find even queen c7 yesterday. I would have been like blitzing, I don't know, castles or something, you know, just to play fast. So the games are rubbish because neither player has time to find a proper move. I mean, it's like a different thing, okay? It's a different thing. It's not chess. Bullet chess, I respect it. It's a adrenaline sport or whatever. But, I mean, the quality of 3+2 sucks, you know, let alone like one minute chess. I'm thinking like the English opening must be some sort of Hungarian trend. But I was playing it when I came over here. You know, I've been playing the English opening since I started chess, man. It was my first opening with white. So I have that history. But it is weird when I play in this all-star arena. I mean, never have I played in an arena where every single game I played was a flank opening except for one. That was a Nimzo. Again, and that guy was a Belgian guy, by the way. The only player who didn't play the English opening was a Belgian. It's unbelievable. So theory says knight b3 is the best move. There's always this argument between knight b3 and queen c2. What am I doing? I don't even remember what I'm supposed to play. e6. Why am I moving my queen? I guess e6. I don't think this is a great line for black, but it's kind of okay. I've had some transpositions to the Tarash. Normally, I've even seen g3. a3, knight c3. They're generally afraid to play that because I would guess bishop b4. They being the people who play white. Is bishop b4 even that big a deal? Don't ask me, I just work here. I need that. I want to get that t-shirt if they make one. Yeah, bishop d2. Why is it that people play a3? Is it a big problem? I guess I have knight e5 or some nonsense. Never really been into that kind of thing. You can play knight e5 in some positions. If knight f6, I guess developing a piece isn't bad. Yeah, this is like a really safe, quiet move. Of course, white is okay here. Probably it's like equal. It's a little bit too reserved for white to get an advantage. My queen on b6 is strange. That's the price that I'm paying to force his knight back to b3. d5. He's going to play a3 soon. Force me to do something. I guess I should play d5. Eventually we get an isolated queen pawn position. Could be very technical. Could be very technical and unpleasant for black. But honestly, like the isolated queen pawn positions are worse when white plays like g3 type setups. The g3, you know, the bishop puts pressure on d5. He's playing e3. It's not as scary. I don't really play the Tarash, though, so I frankly don't really like playing structures with d5. I've sacked this pawn. This is not a sack here, though. I mean, I'm just playing d5. He's a good blitz player, and rapid very high, very strong in all categories, bullet, blitz, and you know, it's nice to see somebody who's a bullet player who plays rapid, you know, who plays slower games. So he appreciates the slower games. Radagast. Chester has challenged me to unlimited. No, I don't do unlimited correspondence. Another pet peeve of mine. People who challenge me to correspondence games, like 4-day correspondence, and then they make instantaneous moves. Disclaimer, if you're going to challenge me to a correspondence game, like 3 days or 4 days, which is what I usually do, please don't play like a move every time you make a move, like make a move instantly. I'm not going to accept your challenges anymore. That's annoying, you know. I spend like, I don't know, 3 days pondering a move, and the other guy like makes his move instantaneously. He's playing blitz against my thought out like move that I thought about for 3 days, you know. I don't know, that's just annoying. So I think I have to play queen d5 here. d5, yeah, that's close. d8 maybe. Obviously you can't take. So he's going for this. Interesting. Well, I got to get out of the center. But there's an interesting line. Bishop takes d2 check. I don't see any value in letting him take on b4, honestly. This is a huge threat. So the question is to play, well, anyway, he answered it for me. I got to get out. That position is probably, I think the engine might say I'm slightly better here, but it's not much. My center is strong, you know. I think ultimately that's the most important factor in this position. And that's annoying. That's got to go. We equalized without question. The question is, are we better? I will take that one more challenge from Rather Brown. No time for more games beyond that. Now, want to develop. I want to develop my pieces, not his. So, taking on c5 is debatable. Are you developing your pieces, or are you developing your opponent's pieces? That's the question. I like this. Probably completely okay. There may be some technical problems with this move. I'm guessing he's a strong tactical player. You know, I mean, he's got the high rating. I think he had queen a4 there, you know. This is not as scary now. Black should be more or less okay. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Stationary bishop. Stick my knight on b4. It blockades his pawn majority, making it ineffective. But I don't think I'm really better here. I guess a6, kicking him out. Position is approximately equal, I would say. It's going to be very hard for either side to win here, barring some sort of blunder. Both sides are quite solid. Always make sure you don't get back rank mated. Video Game Pianist is rating with a party of 50. Wow. Video Game Pianist. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. I think you raided once before a long time ago. Thanks so much for the raid. Much appreciated. That's a good move. Rook c3. Creating tension. Not sure if I want to get into this game of chicken here on the c file. At least he can't triple with my knight on b4. My Twitch seems really laggy, guys. We just got a raid. Thank you from video. From the Video Pianist. Interesting, my knight is in a strange way there. Okay, I can take. You can take, but do you want to take? Tricky position. What am I doing? Unclear. So confusing now. Tricky. From a draw. I don't think I'm better here. I think that was maybe white's definitely better. A surprising move though. I think he had better if he had played knight b3 first. Now I'm slightly better, but I'll take the draw. I don't know. I want to finish this up. Am I slightly better here? He had it though. He was better. He offered me a draw now, but I'm low on time. It's going to be a 5 versus 4 knight in game at best. It would be a tedious procedure, but he missed knight b3. I feel kind of bad. Because he should have been winning almost after knight b3. That was an interesting game though. Alright, sportsmanlike draw by both sides. Again, thanks for the raid, man. Bye-bye. Video Game Pianist, thank you. We've got time for one more game in honor of the raid with Brad the Brown. Maybe I'll raid someone after this. Very generous raid. That was terrible from both of us though. I was in time pressure though. You know, he was trying to put me out on time. It was kind of like a sympathy draw because I should have lost actually. I offer him a draw when I'm like losing. He makes the wrong move and then he offers me a draw when he's worse. But I accepted. It was probably still a draw though. I wasn't as bad as he was. I mean, he wasn't as bad as I was. But he actually had time left to think. But it was degenerating. Brad the Brown, we're not going to play the same line again. I'm not going to do that to the audience. We got to play something else. We'll go back to my old system. This is the 1995, 1996 version of me. Actually, I had okay results with this with black. I'm not really sure. I think what happened was, this was my former system against the King's Indian attack. Then I met Dvoretsky, and we worked together. And he encouraged me to play that other system that I play now. But there's nothing actually wrong with this system that we're seeing here, I would think. A much less common system of defense against the classic kind of King's Indian attack. Rather, Brown sort of doing the same thing he did in the other game. Black's set up quite different though. Basically, I play for b6, rook b8, bishop b7, or bishop a6, and then I'll redeploy the rook maybe later. Although this move, bishop f4, is kind of unusual. Not really typical move in this kind of setup. He's attracted... Sorry about the arrow. He's attracted to this diagonal, but that's not really a strategic idea usually because of f4 needed ideas. We're going to have to adapt though. Okay, I mean, if you're going to make me play e5 with tempo, then I'm going to do it. The problem becomes on the f file, both of us want to break respectively, oftentimes with f4, f5. But if you're going to give me the move with tempo, I guess I'm going to do it. I don't really like e5 structures. Because I'm not a classical player, I don't play e4, e5, or I didn't traditionally play e4, e5. And I think we're going to see Mr. Coffee style play here, giving up the dark square bishop, but not unreliable. It's an English style strategy. It's an important piece in my experience. You know, this is not always a good idea to just like give up your dark square bishop in all situations. It's a long-term concession. I learned this the hard way with Grandmaster Alexander Ivanov. I had some English with white where I did that. Then he used his bishops like scissors to like chop my position into little pieces. It was a closed position when I gave up my dark square bishop. But even closed positions tend to open up, especially, you know, with skilled players playing. So if he plays f4, I mean, he's going to have future issues with the dark squares. Video Games Pianist plays a simul piano at the same time. Well, that's awesome. I've got to find a second skill I can do. Maybe, nah, I was never good with musical instruments. We've got to try something else. We've got to figure out if I have any other skills. Poker and chess at the same time. Oh, I used to do that all the time. But not like a simul. I used to play blitz and play like 20 poker tables at the same time. I would do the blitz actually as a sort of, you know, thing to break the momentum, what do you say? Breaking the monotony. Because when you're playing poker constantly, you know, it's like definitely getting monotonous if you're playing a lot of tables at the same time. Playing chess would kind of refresh my brain, but I would never play like a simul and poker at the same time. I don't play much poker these days because I don't really like online poker that much, and COVID has kind of slowed down live poker here temporarily, though it will get back. Knight on d4. So what do I do? f4 is coming to a theater near you. I don't like pulling this knight away. I mean, I'd rather make a forward developing move. My knight is unprotected. Those knights are getting on my nerves, man. It's alright though, we're resilient. His bishop is quite bad. This bishop is feeling the same. But his move f4, you know, will effectively rectify that situation. Both of our bishops become more influential again. Make your bishops great again. Cooking and singing. I don't have any other skills. Guys, can you tell me if I know I'm not good at imitations, accents, jokes. Poker is my only other skill. That's the problem. I'm pretty limited. So f5. Now his bishop lives, and my bishop lives. A little bit less, though. The c3 pawn is a cramping piece. Pawn, whatever. Pieces are pawns, too. Rad the Brown, the King's Indian attack expert. I had this one opponent in my whoa. Wow. That's a dynamic decision. The dynamic duo. Crazy risky decision. Yeah, I don't like that move. e5 was impulsive. See, now we're talking about dark squares. Now we're talking about my bishop being more relevant. You're in my domain when you play e5. There's no reason to go to that level, sir. He's threatening like queen b3, but the bishops start to... They exist in earnest now. Earnest. Alright, I mean, I guess it's valid, you know. Even though it looks strange to play e5, it's still valid. I probably had a better move. Maybe I should have hacked it off. I could have done something crazy, like bishop takes e5 and f4. Total chaos. But I don't trust it. I don't know. This isn't so easy. Frankly, my dear, not really sure what to do. He makes a very bad mistake. I mean, d4, cd4, cd4. And I don't know if I like my position or not. This is fine. Now, we're getting closer to a reality where black might be slightly better. And I use the term slightly because I'm not 100% sure. How's my king doing? Maybe h8 would be a better choice. You know, it's still not easy. What does my dark square bishop do? You know, he's got it blotted out with pawns. This. I need to play g5, which is a risky decision, of course. If I was going to play g5, probably I should have played it now, actually. This would be the moment to do it when my king's not on a white square on h7. If I had more time, I might pull the trigger on g5 there. But we still got it. But he's got queen h5, which is a pain. You're hanging the d3 pawn. Intentionally, I guess. My queen is going to get kicked out of play, and that's looking kind of awkward. Queen takes, rook d1, queen a6, rook d6. Maybe there's nothing to it. Does look dangerous, though. I would prefer not to do this. I don't know why I did. I wanted to be principled. That's cool. I think a lot of times I don't call people's bluffs enough. I'm talking about chess. And Dennis, welcome. Yeah, I'm doing fine. How are you? Gotta go, guys. Last game. Bishop e3. It's influential. An influential bishop. So rook d7 was my fear, but It looks like there I have some compensation, some counterplay. What's this? Brad the Brown. Incredibly creative pawn sacrifice, but he let me trade queens. Can't let me trade queens here. Absolutely not. 1800. Not a good idea to let me trade queens. Drifting into a worse endgame. I thought you had some chances there. You're still not lost, but the more we trade, the more simplified this ending is, the more I like my extra pawn and my bishop pair. Keeps the tension, but that's not going to hold up forever, is it? Nice. Apparently came up with an insane tactic now. Apparently. What? Are you serious even? Rook g3? I'm having insane hallucinations. Man, really tough game. You put up incredible amount of resistance. I wouldn't be surprised if you were even winning somewhere. But Rook g3. That's crazy, man. Where did you come up with this idea? Rook g3. The piece is hanging and he plays Rook g3. I almost believed you, you know. But there's no reason to panic that much here. It looks like you're actually holding on with like a normal move. Bishop e7, Rook d8. You could try to hold on here with a routine style move. Rook g3 was a little bit over the top. Anyway, thanks for the raid from the chess pianist, and yeah, we should actually raid someone else. I think Marseille is streaming. So I'll raid him. Danny, it's good to see you. Thanks everybody for tuning in this week, and I'll be back on Sunday with my simul. No piano. The Sloth is with us in honor of my fast performance yesterday in the All-Stars arena. Hey, where's your mask, man? Hey. Hello. Bye-bye. William. You lost by time again. Alright, anyway, I can't do it with the Sloth. Sloth needs to go. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.